What's up, guys? How you doing? Well, I hope. Today is a little bit of a random video for me. I don't really know where to begin. I guess I'll start from the beginning. So a few years ago, I had this idea for a blog post, and it was really about my own feelings as it related to being a part of the plus size industry, as a blogger, as someone who puts themselves out there on social media. Today, I was randomly looking at YouTube videos as I was getting ready to get dressed and go out to a meeting. I completely bumped into this video from someone who I don't know. I will link her video below, but she basically was saying how she was very disappointed with a plus size company's model search because they ended up picking another sort of smaller plus size girl, and how she, as a bigger plus size woman, felt let down by that. And she felt upset, like she referenced, the brand not really relating to who their real customer is, many of which are bigger women, and feeling kind of like the guy who is dating a plus size girl but doesn't want to publicly. So I don't know why. And I'm like, I literally just came from a meeting, refreshed my lipstick, and sat down for you guys because I wanted to talk to you about this while it was fresh on my mind, because her video and her sort of like her upset just stuck with me. She wasn't ranting in a, neck snapping and kind of like telling people off kind of way. She seemed like hurt, you know what I mean? She seemed like this company that she adores is ignoring her. So that's basically the setup for this stream of consciousness that is going to happen. It's been something that's been percolating in my mind for years, and it's just one of those things. I don't think there's a right answer. So as a person who works with plus size brands, not just as a blogger. So if you guys don't know, outside of my blog, outside of YouTube, I worked in fashion PR for more than a decade, worked with a lot of plus size brands who a lot of campaigns you might have seen, probably, I created a lot of them. So as a person with like nuanced experience in this industry and who completely can see both sides, my thought is, and it relates to the title of this video, it is not clickbait, it feels like there is a such thing as being too fat for the plus size industry. What I mean by that, this girl, I don't think she was wrong in being upset that, yet another model search, has yielded a size 14 hourglass girl who's gorgeous. There are many ways to be gorgeous. There are many ways to be a model, and there are many ways to be plus size. But we all know that the most celebrated body type is an hourglass, to which I am not. I'm not an hourglass, and I know that it has sort of hindered me in a way, or being on the top of the, size chart. I'm not a 14, I'm a 24. So just having my own personal experiences with how people respond to you, brands and other plus size women, I completely understood her feeling of feeling invisible. But what I need to say may not be popular. Brands are businesses, and businesses are designed to make money, right? There's no business in existence, whether you're selling, Swedish fish or cars or everything in between, that does not want to make money. The way to make money is to listen to your customer, listen to your audience. Brands spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on things like focus groups, on things like testing, like putting up something, seeing how it does, taking it down, purchasing ads here and there and everywhere, using different types of people. And what we respond to are the things that are invested in. So for the most part, with a plus size company of any sort, the people that they are targeting are plus size women. And what plus size women respond to are hourglass figures on smaller body types. It's just, I'm not saying that we're all to blame. I'm not saying that at all. But I think that we need to kind of hold ourselves accountable. And the other girl, she referenced, how, we need to speak up and say something the same way that, everybody went crazy for Tarte, having such a limited shade range. And what I'll say about that is this. The thing with Tarte is that they have a limited shade range. So if you're in a darker color diaspora, whether, whatever kind of woman of color that is, or a person of color, I should say, that is, you were left out of this thing. So if you, Black, brown, Latin, Asian, if these were the only people who complained about the Tarte thing, I don't think it would have become so well covered. I think that it took, which every fight takes allies, right? It took all of the other people. There were so many, white beauty gurus and YouTubers and bloggers all saying the same thing, echoing the voice of people of color, amplifying the voice of people of color saying this isn't right. And I think the same thing has to happen when it comes to clothing. When you see a brand that only features one body type, only the girls who don't have that body type can't be the ones yelling like, hey, be more diverse. And it's not like, people who are an apple shape or a pear or whatever are jealous or upset that they don't have an hourglass, the most sort of acceptable version of fat. It's that everyone needs to say something or it won't change. But the problem is this: when brands put a girl who is a size 20 or bigger on their Facebook page, on their Instagram account, we plus size women are not responding. There's less likes, there are less comments, there are things saying she looks sloppy, she looks a mess, this doesn't flatter her, this doesn't look good. A good friend of mine, Maddie, she runs Plus Model Magazine, and I can say this because she said it publicly many times. When they put bigger women on the Plus Model Magazine page on Facebook, they always get hate comments, and these are from other fat women. Always gets hate comments, always gets less engagement and less likes. If we want to see more diversity, not just in a color range, but in a size range as plus size consumers, you have to engage with and like and respond to the type of content that people are putting out there that is not an hourglass. If you don't buy things because they put a model who's bigger on the website, they're going to replace that model and put it on someone smaller so that you purchase the items. They're doing things based off of how you purchase. I have worked for companies where I've said, you guys, the models on this website are too small. What are you doing? And they've literally said, Kelly, we've tried using bigger girls. They won't buy it. And I'm like, prove it to me. And they have literally swapped out a couple of things and showed me the data, because I thought they were bullshitting. I thought they were lying. Showed me the data. Like, wow, this got 60% less clicks and that many less sales because these jeans are on a girl who's bigger. It's crazy. And so I'm not even editing this video, by the way. I'm taking little pauses so that I can piece it together, but this is literally just a stream of consciousness. I wanted to say to girls who are on the larger side, you're not invisible, you are seen, you are acknowledged by your community. I'm one of you, and we are just as stylish, just as beautiful, just as sexy as a girl who's smaller. And to the women who are smaller, or that, even not even smaller, if you have an hourglass, if you only see companies featuring one body type, just because it's your body type doesn't mean that you shouldn't advocate for women who feel invisible. I just felt so bad for this girl. She wasn't crying or anything, but she was just so legitimately hurt. And I wanted to say, it's not an accident that they're choosing who they choose. This is who you're responding to. This is who their customer is responding to. This is who they think is gonna sell more goods, because if you put things on bigger women, they get less of a response, and I can say it on my own Instagram account. I'm not ashamed to say, I think I'm definitely one of the most fashion forward people, you know, in this category. And I get recognized by straight size media all the time. And it feels good to be included in stories that are about style that have nothing to do with my size. But short of me wearing, you know, a bodycon dress or flattering my figure or something, or dressing myself slim, which I can, I'm 5'10". You know how easy it is to make myself look smaller, and I'm very proportioned. Like, I can dress myself thinner. But you know, I'm not getting dressed to be thinner. I'm getting dressed for style and to express myself creatively and to show the world my point of view as it relates to, you know, fashion and my aesthetic. And so, you know, when I post a picture in a tight something or another, I like tight and I like loose. You know, the comments are like, oh my God, you're losing weight, you look so great. And so I think it's on us to not be so focused on weight and to be able to see past someone's visible belly line, or the fact that, you know, their hip to waist ratio isn't, you know, in a video vixen sort of way, to be able to, you know, to see the clothing for what it is. And so I just want to say to that young lady, I'm so sorry that you felt sort of betrayed or hurt by this company you love so much. And I'm sorry that, you know, more women aren't, you know, responding to and acknowledging and showing love for women who, you know, don't have the toned hourglass body type. You know, some of us have big arms, some of us have a larger belly, some of us, you know, are completely disproportionate, some of us are completely proportionate. Whatever the case may be, you know, it's up to us to advocate for all of us as a community, and it's up to us to say what we want from brands. And if you want diversity, you need to show brands that you want diversity, and that's by leaving comments and liking photos of girls who don't look like you, liking photos of girls if you can see their belly. If they look pretty and the clothes look pretty, who cares? Because the only way that that will change is from the customer dictating the change. Because what you like and click like on and, you know, purchase is what companies will do. Like, if everyone start clicking on pictures of girls with a size 26 belly, you bet you'd see a 26 belly on a billboard, because they're doing what we want them to do. They spend a lot of money to figure out what we want them to do, and then they do it because they want those sales. So that was my little rant for the day. It was just on my heart to say. It was kind of like I said, and just to circle back to what I said at the beginning of this video, which was, I thought about writing a blog post, which was basically going to be called Too Fat for the Plus Size Industry, because when I first started blogging, even though I was smaller then, I was like maybe a 22, like 20 leaning in 22, and everyone else was like, I felt like everyone else was a 14, and I felt sort of left out. You know, things come full circle. I definitely feel like things have evolved very, very well. We still have a lot of work to do, I think, inside the community, but that's it for me. Just wanted to get that off my chest. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to continue the conversation, or you want more videos like this, definitely let me know. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts and views and such? That's it for me. Love you, mean it. Bye.